Hello again. I got another story for you, and I told y'all that I was going to try to get as many stories in as possible. So today we are talking about Nicholas II, who is the Tsar of Russia, or rather the last Tsar of Russia. I don't know how to say this word. Okay, Tsar, charge it to my head and not my heart. Okay, I love history, but I don't know how to say words like that. But down the rabbit hole we go. Okay, so we in this. Let's do it. So I'm just going to tell y'all, I personally don't like my ring light because y'all saw that big flashing red light. You know, can I call you Rose? That ain't it. We ain't doing that. No, thank you. Anyway, we're going to talk about the Tsar of Russia. Now, as you can see, the Tsar of Russia is right here. Ooh, right here. He's right underneath me. And this is his family right here. So we're just going to dive in real quick and we're just going to talk about it, see what happened. And yeah, we're just going to, let's just do it. Because at this point, this is one of the saddest stories I've had to do in history, like, or rather read that I kind of like came across in history, but this is one of the saddest ones. So so in 1984, 1984, wrong year, 1894, y'all. 1894, Nicholas II became the Tsar of Russia. And unfortunately, he was ill prepared for the immense pressures of ruling an empire already teetering on unrest. His reign saw Russia humiliated in the Russo-Japanese War, which was from 1904 to 1905. And it was shaken by the revolution of 1905 and burdened by his resistance to meaningful reform. The First World War was the final strain. Russia suffered staggering losses, food shortages, and growing public anger. In 1917, during the February Revolution, Nicholas abdicated the throne. So to abdicate the throne means basically to step away from the throne and no longer be on the throne and no longer be Tsar. And this ended the Romanov dynasty's 3-century reign. He and his family, his wife Alexandra, their 4 daughters, and their young son Alexei were imprisoned. At first, they lived under relatively mild conditions, but when the Bolsheviks seized control later that year, the family situation worsened. So, unfortunately, this is one of the saddest stories that I normally have to do, or I've read up on. Growing up, I've read this story, and this story has made me sad, only because there's children involved. Supposedly, only one of them did survive, supposedly. But yeah, let's just get into it because if you're a history buff, you get it. On the night of July 16th and 17th, which means the 16th going into the 17th, in 1918, in the cellar of a house in Ekaterinburg. Y'all know what I'm about to say, right? Okay. Charge to my head and not my heart. I don't know how to say none of them words, but we're gonna attempt. And if I said it right, then we're good. If not, correct me in the comments. But we're here now, and we're just gonna run with it. Okay. In the cellar of a house in Ekaterinburg, Nicholas II and his family were unalived by Bolshevik guards. Their transition symbolized the violent final break between Imperial Russia and the new Soviet order. Oh, apparently, this is only speculation and um, I don't conspiracy. One of his daughters actually survived um, because I think it was the oldest one. They said um, that she had gotten married and she had moved away. That is the story. So in the process of her moving away, she was safe. Conspiracy or legend has come up that she showed up one time and said, "I am Tsar Nicholas II's daughter," when she got older. But I'm not entirely sure how true that is because it was never proven and people just looked at her like she was crazy, as they've always have. But supposedly, she survived. But yeah, so thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Y'all have a good day. Also, I forgot to give y'all this. It was a small ballad that I found, and it was very sad. But I figured I'd share because why not? If I'm going to learn this, you're going to learn this too. So this is called The Ballad of the Last Tsar, and it goes, in gilded halls of winter white, a crown was placed, a fragile sight. Y'all, I got my glasses on. Bear with me. Nicholas ruled with gentle hand, yet storms were rising in the land. The war drums beat, the people cried, the throne grew weak, the emperor sighed. Bread was scarce, the soldiers bled, and whispers called for a change instead. From throne to exile, step by fall, the Romanovs were caged in a wall. Dang, that's rude. No ballroom's light, no courtly cheer, only shadows drawing near. In Ekaterinburg's midnight gloom, the family met their final room. No hymn, no bell, no priestly call, just silence draped upon them all. And so 3 centuries came to an end where BLOOD and crown no longer blend. I'm sorry, y'all, I can't say the word. The eagle's wings were torn apart, but they still live in Russia's heart. Yeah. Well, have a good day, y'all.